Imposter syndrome is the feeling of being a fraud even when there is clear evidence of success. A person may achieve goals, receive praise, or prove their abilities repeatedly, yet still feel fake inside. Instead of accepting success as something earned, the mind treats it like an accident or luck. The person lives with a constant fear that one day everyone will discover they are not truly capable. The strange part about imposter syndrome is that it often affects highly capable people the most. Those who work hard, care deeply, and hold themselves to high standards become trapped by doubt. No matter how much they accomplish, the feeling of inadequacy quietly follows them everywhere. Success temporarily silences the fear, but it never fully removes it from the mind. At the center of imposter syndrome is a distorted relationship with self-worth. Childhood experiences often shape the roots of this mindset very early in life. Love, attention, or approval may have felt connected to performance instead of simply existing naturally. Over time, the brain learns that being valuable means constantly proving worth to others. In some families, children are labeled as the smart one or the talented one. At first, these labels may seem positive and encouraging on the surface, but eventually, the child becomes terrified of doing anything that challenges that identity. Failure no longer feels like a normal experience, but like the destruction of who they are. Imposter syndrome also develops in environments filled with comparison and pressure. Schools, workplaces, and social media constantly push people to measure themselves against others. The brain starts believing everyone else is naturally confident, skilled, and certain about life. Meanwhile, the person only sees their own fears, insecurities, and hidden struggles internally. The mind creates a dangerous illusion that other people deserve success more naturally. Someone with imposter syndrome may think others are genuinely talented while they are simply pretending well. Even years of hard work and evidence cannot fully break this belief system. The person keeps moving the goalpost further every time they accomplish something meaningful. One reason this syndrome becomes so powerful is because success itself creates more pressure. After achieving something important, the person feels intense fear about maintaining that image. Instead of feeling proud, they become anxious about being exposed as incapable in the future. Achievement stops feeling rewarding and starts feeling emotionally threatening instead. The brain also tends to dismiss positive feedback very quickly. Compliments are often explained away as kindness, luck, timing, or low expectations from others. Criticism, however, is absorbed deeply and remembered for much longer periods of time. The mind becomes trained to ignore proof of competence while collecting evidence of inadequacy. Perfectionism and imposter syndrome are deeply connected to one another. The person believes anything less than perfection confirms they were never truly capable to begin with. Even small mistakes feel emotionally overwhelming because they seem to reveal hidden incompetence. This creates constant stress because no human being can function perfectly all the time. Many people with imposter syndrome become addicted to overworking themselves. They push harder than everyone else because they feel they must constantly earn their place. Rest creates guilt because the mind fears falling behind or being exposed as lazy. Their entire sense of security becomes tied to non-stop productivity and achievement. Ironically, the harder they work, the stronger the syndrome can sometimes become. Instead of seeing effort as discipline, they see it as proof they are naturally inadequate. They believe truly intelligent or talented people would not need to try so hard. The mind completely ignores the reality that mastery in any field requires consistent effort from everyone. Imposter syndrome also creates emotional isolation in many people. Because they fear being exposed, they hide their doubts, fears, and insecurities from others. They may appear confident externally, while secretly struggling with intense inner anxiety every day. This silence strengthens the illusion that they are the only ones feeling this way. Social media has intensified this problem in modern life. People constantly witness carefully edited versions of success, confidence, and achievement online. The brain compares its private struggles to other people's public victories and polished appearances. This creates the false belief that everyone else knows exactly what they are doing all the time. Another reason imposter syndrome survives is because the brain confuses confidence with competence. Many skilled people still experience uncertainty, nervousness, and fear, despite being highly capable. But someone with imposter syndrome interprets those emotions as evidence of fraudulence. They assume that real experts must always feel certain, calm, and completely confident internally. The syndrome becomes mentally exhausting because the person never feels safe emotionally. Every opportunity feels like a test, and every mistake feels like a threat to survival. The nervous system stays trapped in a constant state of pressure and self-monitoring. Instead of enjoying growth, the person becomes trapped in fear of failure and exposure. One painful effect of imposter syndrome is self-sabotage. Some people avoid opportunities because they fear being unable to meet expectations successfully. Others procrastinate, so failure can be blamed on lack of preparation instead of lack of ability. The mind creates escape routes to protect itself from confronting feelings of inadequacy directly. The truth is that competence and self-doubt can exist at the same time. A person does not become unintelligent simply because they feel uncertain occasionally. Even highly successful individuals experience fear, insecurity, and moments of questioning themselves. The difference is that healthier minds do not treat those emotions as proof of worthlessness. Breaking free from imposter syndrome begins with changing the relationship with mistakes. Failure is not evidence of fraudulence, but evidence of being human and still learning. Growth has always required discomfort, uncertainty, and moments of imperfection along the way. The strongest people are not those who never fail, but those who stop defining themselves by failure. It also helps to understand that confidence usually follows action rather than appearing before it. Most people do not magically feel ready before taking on difficult challenges in life. They move forward despite uncertainty, and confidence develops through repeated experience over time. Waiting to feel completely worthy before acting only strengthens the cycle of self-doubt further. Imposter syndrome loses power when people stop treating thoughts as unquestionable truth. The brain can repeat harsh stories for years without those stories being objectively real. But thoughts are often reflections of fear, not accurate measurements of reality itself. The psychology of imposter syndrome is ultimately built on fear, perfectionism, and fragile self. It traps people into believing they must endlessly prove their value to deserve belonging or success. No achievement ever feels enough because the deeper wound was never about achievement at all. Freedom begins when a person understands that worth is not something that must constantly be earned.